The IRS is sending out 50,000 catch-up stimulus checks. There's some misleading and confusing information around this topic, which is why I'm creating this video to hopefully clear the air. But hey everyone, my name is Matt, back for another video. If you're new here or not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. All right, let's talk about this and who could be eligible for these catch-up stimulus checks. As we know, back in March, the CARES Act was passed, including those $1,200 stimulus checks. However, in many instances, over 50,000 instances, those stimulus checks were actually garnished due to child support, but yet they were not supposed to be. So, who could be eligible for one of these catch-up stimulus checks? Like I said, over 50,000 of them were garnished when they really should not have been. Let's talk about this and what is the IRS talking about? So they just made this announcement just the other day. They're going to be sending out these catch-up stimulus checks for certain people whose stimulus payments were garnished because of child support, but like I just said, they were not supposed to be. So this would be for individuals or married couples or basically anybody who files a joint return and they sent in their joint return. However, they were eligible for the stimulus check. So both spouses were, both individuals were eligible for that $1,200 stimulus check. But what happened is maybe one of those individuals owed back child support, past child support. So what happened? When the IRS looked at the tax filing, they looked at it and said, yep, they owe past child support. We're taking the money. Yoink, see ya. And they took the $2,400. But yet the other person said, but hey, wait, what about me? I don't owe the back child support. It's the other person. What about my $1,200? So that is what this is all about. So let me give you a really quick situation. We have Bob and Susie. Bob was previously married and has one child. He has, let's just say, $5,000 in past due child support. However, Susie doesn't have any back child support. They are married and they file a joint return. They send it into the IRS. The IRS processes the tax return and looks at it and says, yep, these two are eligible for $1,200 a piece or $2,400 together since they're filing jointly. However, after further examination, we see that Bob owes $5,000 in back child support. So, like we just said, yoink, there goes the stimulus, and then they take the entire $2,400. But yet Susie says, hey, yo, IRS, wait, hold up. I want my $1,200 because I don't know back child support. It's Bobby Boy over here that does, not me. So then the IRS says, nope, sorry, too late. We already took it and you can't get it back. Instead, you'll need to file Form 8379, otherwise known as Injured Spouse Relief, to get that check. And maybe someday in the future, who knows when, whenever we get around to it, probably a very long time from now, we'll send you the money. Because all of us know the IRS is incredibly slow at everything that they do. So that was the previous protocol, is filing this Form 8379, Injured Spouse Relief, and then at some point in the future, we don't know when because they're so freaking slow, they would send out the stimulus payment for Susie, who is due that $1,200. However, unfortunately for Bob, he's still out that $1,200 because it is going to the past child support that is still due. So here's the deal. The IRS came out and said, yes, we're going to be processing those roughly 50,000 payments that were wrongfully taken, that were garnished when they should not have been for the one spouse that does not have the past due child support. So that's what they're saying. And what they said is, if you filed that form, the 8379 Injured Spouse Relief Form, what they would do is they're going to be sending out the $1,200 stimulus check for the spouse who is due that $1,200 anytime between early to mid-September. So I wouldn't hold my breath on that window that they've given. And just because they said that doesn't mean it's always true. I mean, we've seen this many situations before where they said, yep, you'll have your check exactly by this date, and then it doesn't show up. What else is interesting too is these payments will be sent out in the form of a paper check. So again, too, let's just say that paper check is issued in, I don't know, early, mid-September. Just remember, it could take a couple weeks to arrive to you, which sets us right at about October, right? Early October-ish. So that's what they're saying. If you filed the 8379, you should be getting it early to mid-September, but it's going to arrive as a paper check. They encourage you to continue watching the Get My Payment tool on the IRS website to see when that check will be issued. So this is great news for a lot of people. Now, let's just say you're one of these people who had your stimulus check garnished because you filed with somebody who had past due child support and your check was also garnished, but you did not fill out the form 8379 yet. Here's what the IRS said. They said they will continue to process those payments. They will send those out even if you did not file the form 8379. But here's the deal. They don't know when they're going to process those. They just basically said, yep, we'll get around to it at some point. We will process those and send those out, but we don't know when. So, I mean, can you guys give us at least a little window? Are we talking October, November? Are we talking next February? Are we talking next July? What are we thinking, guys? We have no idea. But all they can say is basically, yep, we're going to continue processing those payments and send them out, but we don't know when, just when we get around to it. Well, clearly, they haven't even gotten around to processing a lot of stimulus checks for people who are still waiting for them. Not only people from the child support, the injured spouse relief, not only those people who had their stimulus checks wrongfully garnished on mistake. Well, not really. Can we even say on mistake? I don't even know if we can say it was on mistake. But all these people that are still waiting for their stimulus checks who just were eligible, just haven't received them yet. So again, that's a whole nother issue. There's a lot of you out there that continue to comment down below saying, hey, I'm eligible. I was not claimed as a dependent. I still haven't received my check. And the only thing the IRS continues to say is that, yep, we're really backed up right now. We continue to process payments each and every week, and we send them out. And we will be sending them out through the end of the year. So if you're one of those people, yeah, my thoughts definitely go out to you, as there's nothing literally we can continue doing other than waiting because they don't have any other answers for us. However, for the roughly 50,000 plus of you that are waiting for your stimulus check, like I've been talking about in this video, this is great news. Hopefully you'll receive it here within the next month or so, being this is late August right now. Hopefully you'll have it in the next month or so if you filed that form that I've been talking about. So anyway, I wanted to clear this up because there's a lot of confusion around this. A lot of people have been leaving comments down below saying, yep, the IRS is sending out all of our stimulus checks. Well, not quite so fast. We need to read all the details of who these checks are going to. So I hope this helps to clear it up a little bit. I hope you're having a great weekend, and I'll catch you again in the next video. So have a nice day, and I'll see you soon.